on the left, resembling a large, ungainly bird perched on a branch roughly halfway up the tree, gave a howl and threw away his rifle as Mannion's bullet punched him back sharply. He gave another howl as he lost his perch and toppled off the far side of the branch, turning 2 backward somersaults and losing his cream hat before landing with a resolute thud at the base of the tree. The second bushwhacker, in the tree on the opposite side of the trail from the first gutless tin horn, grimaced and clutched his left-gloved hand to his upper left thigh as he fired his Winchester straight out before him over Mannion's head. The lawman cocked the big Russian in his right hand, aimed again quickly, but more carefully this time. The hog-leg bucked, roaring. Mannion watched in satisfaction as the .44 caliber slug painted a purple welt in the dead center of the second spineless dry gulcher's forehead, just beneath the brim of his low-crowned, flat-brimmed black hat. The slug sent him the way of the first man, tumbling down, ricocheting off a lower branch with a crunching thud, then continuing down, before striking the ground with another resolute thud. He lay belly down, arms thrown out to both sides, the blown-out back of his head resembling a pound of fleshy ground beef glistening in the mid-afternoon sunshine, raining down on this forbidding canyon in the remote reaches of the Sawatch Range, formerly a playground of death for the Ute Indians, and whom Mannion had fought with some renown when he'd been stationed at nearby Fort Winslow. But these days he rarely fought the mostly cowed Utes. Now it was mostly bank, train, and stagecoach robbers, as well as the occasional rustling, dry-gulching sons of bitches like the 2 that lay before him. Frank Colvin's men, local rustlers. The rest were likely holed up at the abandoned Scully Ranch farther up the trail in Bitterwater Canyon. Mannion gave a ragged sigh, tramped back down into the arroyo to retrieve his Stetson. He reshaped it, dusted it off, set it on his head, and climbed up out of the arroyo. He paused to take stock of the 2 men before him, one on each side of the trail. Only one was moving, the one on the trail's left side. Mannion looked around for his horse, saw the handsome bay stallion standing off in some cedars to his left, reins dangling, looking guardedly back toward the scene of the lead swap, skeptically twitching his ears. "It's all right, Red," Mannion said. "I've defanged these 2 serpents." He gave a grunt and started forward. He tramped, spurs chinging, toward the dry gulcher lying on his back and breathing hard on the left side of the trail, 10 feet away from Mannion now and drawing closer with each stride of the lawman's long legs. He stopped and gazed down at the man before him, tall, lean, and sandy-haired, with a long beak of a hooked nose, mud-brown eyes, and long, loosely braided mare's tail mustaches. Mannion recognized him as a small-time outlaw named Gaylord Kimball. That sounded about right. Frank Colvin ran only with the lowliest of small-time, long-looping outlaws. Kimball was one of those, for sure. Had been, rather. He wasn't long for this world. Mannion prodded the man's side with the toe of his left boot. "Colvin at the lion shack." Frothy blood oozed from the hole in the dying man's blue work shirt and brown leather vest. He grimaced as his stomach expanded and contracted quickly. His eyes had a glassy sheen. He'd hit his head hard, likely cracked his skull, scrambled his marbles, though Mannion had heard they'd been born scrambled. Kimball lifted his head up off the ground and glared at the lawman. "You go to hell, Mannion, you bloody bastard. You killed me, and you're twice as old as me. It should have been you." If the ambush had been successful, they'd likely be dumping the big lawman in a deep ravine about now, or into the shaft of an abandoned mine. Plenty of both out here in this